Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back for a breaking news edition of the Steel City Sports Report, where we talk everything Penguins, Pirates, and of course, the Pittsburgh Steelers. The reason that we are live right now, free agency continues to roll on. The Pittsburgh Steelers, they really hit free agency hard and heavy on the first day, trading for Michael Pittman Jr., signing Rico Dowdle and Jamel Dean. The past few days, Steelers have made a couple small moves here and there. We were waiting to see if they had anything big left up their sleeve. And here on this Thursday evening, Omar Khan, he gives us a treat. It is safety Jaquan Brisker. He is now joining the Pittsburgh Steelers, coming over from the Chicago Bears, and he is quite familiar of this neck of the woods, he being a former Penn State Nittany Lion. The Steelers, they boost their secondary once more. Going to pop up the official post of Jaquan Brisker signing with the Pittsburgh Steelers right now. Jordan Schultz of the Schultz Report, the first to break this news here this evening. The deal for Brisker, it is a one-year deal worth $5.5 million. So it is a one-year deal, but hey, it's a pretty shrewd business move, to be honest, by Omar Khan. I thought a guy like Brisker probably would have gotten a little bit more this free agency cycle, but you do see out there on the market right now, there are still some good position players available, and you probably are going to see more one-year deals like this again and again. But I like the Brisker deal here, coming off of a pretty good start to his career with the Chicago Bears. Of course, a former Penn State Nittany Lion as well. Like I said, he reunites with Joey Porter Jr. Brisker was probably a year or so. He was drafted probably a year or so before Joey Porter Jr. So two Nittany Lions reuniting in the secondary here in Pittsburgh. And dare I say, this puts some pretty good final touches on the Steelers and their secondary. I mean, you look at their secondary right now, you got at corner, your two outside corners, you'll have Joey Porter Jr. and Jamel Dean. You can, I'm sure, rotate Asante Samuel out there as well. Maybe some Corey Trice, should he be healthy. In the slot, the nickel, you would probably have some sort of duo of Brandon Echols. I'm sure Echols can bounce outside as well. Jalen Ramsey, he'll probably play a little bit of slot as well. And then your safety tandem right now, I'd put Jaquan Brisker, pencil him in right now as the Steelers' week one starting free safety. The strong safety, of course, will be Deshaun Elliott, returning from the knee injury he had last year. Maybe you throw in Darnell Savage, another safety who the Steelers signed last night. So Brisker joining the secondary, and on paper, the Steelers' projected defense, I mean, looking pretty damn solid, and that is with still more free agent signings to come, I'm sure. The draft right around the corner. I'm sure the Steelers are going to add a few good defensive pieces in the draft as well. Who the hell knows? Maybe even in the first round. You're looking at the entire Steelers defense right now. You'll have Derek Harmon, Keanu Benton at nose tackle, and Cam Hayward. Throw in some Y.A. Black there as well. Your linebackers inside and out, those are still the same right now. Patrick Queen, Peyton Wilson, Cole Holcomb, those guys at inside backer. Outside, of course, you got the fantastic four of TJ Watt, Alex Highsmith, Nick Herbig, and Jack Sawyer. And then the secondary, your three top corners at this point, assuming that they are going to play Ramsey more as a slot. Dean, Porter Jr., Ramsey, throw in Brisker and Elliott as your safeties. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that Jaquan Brisker, he is going to be a little bit more of an upgrade than, say, a Chuck Clark, who the Steelers had last year, Jabril Peppers, who they brought in like the second week, Kyle Duggar, who they acquired near the trade deadline. I think Brisker is going to be a little bit more productive than those guys. So good stuff there from the Steelers. Good move again by Omar Khan. I think you are starting to see him take the reins a little bit more in the free agency cycle now. That now gives the Steelers 5 total moves besides bringing back players from last year's team. Now, the trade for Michael Pittman, the signings of running back Rico Dowdle, corner Jamel Dean, and then a pair of safeties, Darrell Savage coming a few nights ago, and Jaquan Brisker here tonight. But looking to see what you guys think of this deal in the comment. I like it. This has been a move that I think Steelers fans had at the top of their list, really since free agency started. Steelers, they have a big hole at safety. I'm not sure if you want to, keep Jalen Ramsey back there, or if you want to trust Deshaun Elliott. I do trust Deshaun Elliott, but still you want to see before you believe that he'll be back to what he was pre-injury. So Steelers, they had a need at safety. And, this guy, local ties, coming off of some good times with the Bears. I think he just had a pretty good year as well. And now he is here with the Steelers. So good deal there. It's a 1 year, $5.5 million deal. Going to bring up Brisker's Football Reference page here in 1 second here. I do believe he is coming off of a decent year. Just let me check before I say for sure here. Jaquan Brisker, Pro Football Reference page right here. Going to give you his measurables here as well for a Brisker. As there it is right there. 6'1", 204, decent size. He is born in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So a Pittsburgh kid coming home as well. Went to Penn State for college. 26 years old. Went to Gateway here in Western Pennsylvania. Was drafted in the second round by the Chicago Bears in the 2022 NFL draft. So that was what, a year before Joey Porter, or was that or was it maybe? Yeah, it was a year before. Porter was the 2023 draft, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So good signing here by Brisker, still getting a young piece. Last year, 15 games played for the 17 games, played for the Chicago Bears. Started all 17 of those. 1 interception, returned it for 32 yards, had 8 pass defenses, had a sack as well. 93 combined tackles by Brisker. That is a good, nice number for him. Think he's going to be in the picture frame of your TV screens at the end of almost every play like that. Seems to fly around a bunch as well. So good signing here for the Steelers. I have little to no complaints of it. And, who's to say? 1 year deal, you bring him here. You're not sure. Let's just say you play through this upcoming season for the Steelers. Brisker does well for you. That's going to be another year older for Jalen Ramsey. Not sure, how much time Deshaun Elliott has left on his contract. This 1 year at $5.5 million could be parlayed into maybe another little extension here if Brisker plays his cards right here in Pittsburgh. So going to take it as a 1 year deal right now, see what he can prove here to the team. But I believe with a little bit of good play, the Steelers, they love to invest money in the defensive side of the ball. I think he could be getting a nice little payday here, maybe at some point midway through the season next year. So going to go to the comment section now. You guys coming in here hot and heavy with this Jaquan Brisker news. Here we go. Got a paranormal in the funhouse right here. Let's go. We got John Miles here. Welcome, John. Let's go. Let's go all around. Trice will never be healthy. Yeah, I mean, I hate writing the dude off like that, but I mean, it seems like it's, you're counting your lucky stars should he make it out of training camp sometimes here. So, yeah, I do feel a little bit bad for Corey Trice, but we will see if anything changes this time here. Is this true right here? Let me go here and confirm this. Connor Hayward here. Is he the last of the 2022 draft to go? No, do not see anything here from Connor Hayward. So not yet. Did see Calvin Austin signed with the New York Giants today, that being a 1 year, $4.5 million deal. So Connor Hayward, he is the last man standing from that horrendous 2022 draft class for former Steelers general manager Kevin Colbert. Hopefully Omar Khan's 2023 draft, when we look at it a year from now, hopefully that looks a whole lot better than that 2022 class. Let me say that here. Looking here, he will be a million times better than Clark or Peppers. He's got a low bar to clear. I think that's fair to say here. I mean, Chuck Clark, he really developed into a pass coverage liability. Same thing for Juan Thornhill. I forgot to mention him as well. Jabril Peppers, he was pretty much just a special teams guy. And Kyle Duggar, maybe, once every 3 games, he would make a splash of some sort, making, a interception, returning it a good bit. He could also drop a few interceptions as well. But I think, low bar to clear here for one Jaquan Brisker here. Mean Green in here. King Khan is doing some more cooking before the 2026 NFL draft. I think the Steelers need to have a big, looking to have a big first offseason here with Mike McCarthy in the building as well. They're going to, maybe aside from quarterback, I mean, we can argue here all day about, Aaron Rodgers, or do you bring in a Kirk Cousins? Do you give Will Howard a chance? Pretty much everything besides quarterback here. I think the Steelers are going out there and being aggressive this year, giving Mike McCarthy the ingredients to make something special here. So we will see here some more here from Christine here. Savage is trash. Yeah, bounced around 3 times yesterday. Did see that. But, I mean, if he could carve out a special teams role, something like that, be a guy that, you throw out there. If you're really decimated at safety, I'd be okay keeping him. It's just a matter of finding a spot for him when they get to Latrobe here. If they can get a run stopper at nose tackle here, this defense will be balls to the wall, man, says Keith right there. Could be on deck here for the draft, Keith. The Steelers did do a little bit of homework on defensive tackles back at the Combine in Indianapolis. One guy who I'm really high on, Caden McDonald, could be a first-round defensive tackle for the Ohio State Buckeyes. He could be a guy that goes in there, competes with Keanu Benton, maybe even steals that spot from him. I would just love the novelty idea of putting another young, talented pass rusher on the line with Cam Hayward, especially a guy who shares the same Ohio State Buckeye brotherhood as well. That would be quite fun. Some more reactions to this deal coming in here. Con Artist strikes again. Let's go. Welcoming everybody in here. Yes, we need a true nose tackle. Let's trade Roman Wilson, says Earl Lau here. Trade Roman Wilson, get another wide receiver in free agency and the draft two in the special team. And yeah, I mean, Roman Wilson, could he maybe get a shot here for the Steelers? Do I give him more of a chance to, get a shot as an impact player than a Caleb Johnson? I'd definitely say yes, but going to be a tough hill to climb up here for Roman Wilson. 2 years. It'll be 3 years come this time here a little bit later on this year. 3 years into his pro career and hasn't really showed anything. That's a tough hole to climb out of here, but maybe Mike McCarthy sees something in Roman Wilson that we don't, and for some reason Wilson was in Mike Tomlin's doghouse, so we'll see if that changes here with McCarthy, a more offensive-centric head coach in here. Christine here, some other guys to mention as well. Yes, Caden McDonald. You got Lee Hunter from Texas Tech, Jackson Jr., the defensive tackle from FSU, Corleone as well. I just saw, I want to say it was Deontay Banks, the nose tackle, defensive tackle from Florida. He ended up hurting his foot at the Combine, so he's going to be out till June. Maybe that slides him down draft boards a little bit to where the Steelers can pick him up on day 2. I wouldn't be upset at that. So, nose tackle here. The Steelers plugging some holes in free agency that I am very, very glad to see. They fixed the wide receiver 2 issue. That was literally the first thing that they did. They got a respectable second corner behind Joey Porter Jr. Now they filled the safety hole as well. I guess this kind of goes back on the reports recently from Steelers beat writers that the next position they were going to attack would be left guard. We talked about left guard a bunch here on the channel over the past week or so. We were mentioning guys like Elgton Jenkins, who played for the Packers, played with Aaron Rodgers, and Jenkins ended up signing with the Cleveland Brownies. We talked about, some other guards, guys from the 2 guys from the Browns, a few other guards as well. The Steelers, according to some reports, had a deal in place with Brock Hoffman, left guard and center from the Dallas Cowboys, but then that deal ended up being a whole bunch of hogwash a couple nights ago. So maybe the Steelers now, instead of throwing big money at left guard, they threw it at a safety here. I mean, it's not big money. It's $5.5 million, but maybe this $5.5 million that was going to go to a left guard now goes to safety and maybe guard Left guard especially gets put higher up on the draft board here for the Steelers, but we shall see here. We got Vegas in here as well. Brisker, hell yes. Flacco, welcome to the party here. Flacco, a regular reoccurring viewer here on the channel. What's good, everyone? Says Vegas. Offer the Raiders in a fourth for Max. He's damaged goods at this point. Oh, trust me, Vegas. We talked a ton about Max Crosby here on the channel last night and how much the Ravens really screwed Las Vegas in that one. They get their first round picks back. They then go and they sign a not much of a downgrade, if at all a downgrade, of Max Crosby and Trey Hendrickson. By the way, I don't believe for a single second the BS that Eric DaCosta was spewing out about how the Ravens were planning to pay and pair up both Hendrickson and Crosby. But the Ravens, they dropped back on the Raiders $30 million after they spent 182 of it in free agency. And they get their first round picks back. They signed Trey Hendrickson, so they don't really, miss out on getting a premier pass rusher. And the Raiders, depending on what they do with Crosby, they either will get probably less of a return than 2 first-round picks. I mean, after this whole failed physical thing, I doubt a team out there is going to want to give up 2 first-round picks again. So the Raiders, they're either going to get less than what they initially were getting from the Ravens in a Crosby deal, or they hold on to Crosby, and that's probably going to be a sketchy relationship. Dude was as good as gone. Now he's back. Can't tell me that's not going to be a little bit awkward in that building here. John Miles go in here again. Rasheed Walker next. That could be a possibility here. I mean, if Jaquan Brisker is going for a 1-year, $5.5 million deal, if you can get Rasheed Walker as a bargain, compete with Broderick Jones, again, hoping Broderick is healthy with that neck, I'd be okay with Walker. Does he have a tackle or guard versatility as well? If I'm going to add someone in free agency on the left side, I would like to know if he can play both guard and be able to kick out to tackle as well. Trying to kill 2 birds with 1 stone there before we head into the draft here. Lance in here as well. Welcome, Lance. What's going on here? Jaquan Brisker, a guy that we all have wanted in the black and gold. He is now coming to the Steelers, so that wish came true. I had a feeling that Brisker was going to come back to Pennsylvania. It was just a question of where. A few days ago, Brisker put out on Twitter the eyeball emoji, and everyone in the comments section was either saying Steelers or Eagles, because, I mean, he could have gone to the Eagles, in my opinion. The Eagles, they lost Reed Blankenship, their safety. They lost a handful of other members of their defense. So them bringing in a Brisker, which Penn State think a little bit closer to Philadelphia than it is Pittsburgh. I wouldn't have been shocked in the slightest if Brisker could have gone to the other side of the state. But him being a Pittsburgh kid, if he did have offers on the table from both teams, glad that he stuck with his black and gold roots here. Remember, West Side, best side out there, kids. Mean green here. The only reason players go to Cleveland is because they don't mind losing. Yeah, ask Myles Garrett. And getting paid. They don't mind losing and getting paid. Ask Myles Garrett that. Mister, I'm going to ask for a trade out here. And then they throw $40 million his way, and he goes crawling back to them. He's crying, and he's wiping away his tears with Benjamins right now. Earl here. Do we still need a left tackle? Yeah, I mean, I would like to add a left tackle of some sort here. I'm not going to say how or when. If it's a free agent left tackle, fine. If it's a left tackle in the draft, I'm not going to limit drafting a left tackle to one particular round of the draft. I still want to see, again, hoping that Broderick Jones and his neck injury, very scary situation, hoping that that's all good and he'll be able to come back. I thought he had his arrow in terms of projectability pointing up before he got injured. So I'd like to still see what you get with Broderick Jones, but maybe bringing in a guy or seeing what you have in Dylan Cook still to push Jones a little bit. I wouldn't mind that here in the slightest. 70 of you crazy, beautiful people in here right now. Please do as this comment says right here from SESR Dad. On the way in, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications so that you never miss a breaking news live stream when we are around to do one of those. Just like this. Also, share this live stream and in the comment section, just like everybody else right now. Any thoughts, questions, or opinions that you may have, please get those in there. Lance here. Broderick is due a huge fifth-year option price. Are they going to sign him? No. That's an easy one, Lance. I think fifth-year option for Jones went well out the window with his injury. Even then, he was fighting an uphill battle to get one, even if he stayed healthy through the ending of last season. Christine here. If I were any team, GM, coach, or owner, I would never do business with the Ratbirds until DaCosta is gone. I absolutely agree with that. Christine said the same exact thing here on the channel this time last night. You can go after this live stream and check out what all we said on the Ravens Raiders front after the live stream here tonight. Concepts in here. Welcome, Concepts. Hope everybody is doing well here. Reacting live to Jaquan Brisker joining the Pittsburgh Steelers on a 1-year, $5.5 million deal. Omar Khan, his busy free agent cycle continues. Just trying to go off the top of my head again, refreshing everyone on all the deals that went down. Monday, when the tampering period opened up, Khan opened up with the re-signing of Cole Holcomb and Asante Samuel Jr., bringing back some depth pieces at linebacker and corner. He then made the big splash, a very heads-up move, getting an excellent top-tier wide receiver to Michael Pittman Jr. for a 6th and 7th round pick swaps. By the way, those 6th and 7th round pick swaps, we do know what those picks officially are. That came out today. So let me find it here for 1 second. Where did I have those pick swaps? Right here. Steelers moving 16 spots back in the Pittman trade. They traded a 6th. That was pick number 214 for 7th round pick of the Colts, 230, and Michael Pittman Jr. So just moving back 16 spots on day 3 of the draft. Very good piece of business there by Omar Khan. The contract is up for debate. I personally like it, pairing up Pittman with DK Metcalf. I think Pittman might be a little bit better than a DK Metcalf here in terms of, diversity as a wide receiver. So that was a good move by Omar Khan. Move later on in the day, Khan signing Jamel Dean to a 3-year deal, signing Rico Dowdle to a 2-year deal to replace Kenny Gainwell. Gainwell officially today having his introductory press conference with the Buccaneers said that he wanted to go to the Buccaneers last year. So, Gainwell didn't want to be here. And piss off in my book if you didn't want to be here. Also, by the way, we lost another good one, fan favorite Steeler today. Another piece of free agency news. This happened a couple hours ago. Miles Killebrew, 1-year, $1.8 million deal with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He followed special teams coordinator Danny Smith down to Tampa. So, Flacco, your neck of the woods, seeming to get all of the fan favorite Steeler players. Just at least leave us Ben Skoranek as a special teams guy. I would love to keep Skoranek here, keep one legendary special teamer from the team last year. And then, what else Steelers do in free agency? Brought back a few other guys on 1-year deals. Zizio Tememwo, Jack Driscoll, offensive lineman. Thought they had a deal with Brock Hoffman. That turned out to not be the case. Steelers today let go of a few other players that were RFAs. I believe it was like Jeremiah Moon and Ryan McCullum, the backup center, and someone else. I can't remember exactly who. McCullum, Corliss Waitman, and Jeremiah Moon, those guys who were restricted free agents, they're now gone. So, that's pretty much catching us up on the free agency stuff here for the Steelers. And now it brings us here to this tonight. Mr. Jaquan Brisker, Pittsburgh native, Penn State, Nittany Lion alum, coming back to Pennsylvania, joining the Pittsburgh Steelers. Very, very excited about that. Smash the like button like Darnell Washington smashes DBs, especially on the Cincinnati Bengals. I still don't believe that Barrett Carter, the linebacker who Darnell Washington stiff-armed into orbit, I still don't think he has hit the ground quite yet there. Here, if there is one guarantee in the AFC North, it will be Cleveland Browns finishing in last place. You got that right. You got that right there, Mean Green. Here, Mount Washington, about to get paid and deserves it. Yeah, still waiting on that. In terms of cheeky social media posts by players, how, everyone kind of does that nowadays as some sort of negotiation ploy. Like last week, before I think free agency opened, you had Darnell Washington post like a picture of him in his Steeler uniform, and he had the emoji that's like shh on it, and I guess that was something negotiation wise. At least that's how I took it, but we'll see here. Flacco F the Ravens though. Amen, Flacco. Amen. Here, don't even like the Orioles. You and Flacco got that one in common there, Vegas. If we can hit on this year's draft, we can have a championship team in a year or two if we can find the right quarterback. Yeah, and I agree, with this, I think evident now, clear to everyone, plan that Omar Khan is going through now that Mike Tomlin has departed. Are you going to get the quarterback of your future here in this year's draft? No. I think it's Fernando Mendoza 1, and then behind that, you're scratching a lottery ticket. Maybe you get something out of Will Howard. Maybe you're not. Maybe you don't, but in the moment right now, having not seen Will Howard at all, you still want to, assume that here in the next year or two, you're going to swing big for a quarterback in the draft. In the meantime, as you wait for that quarterback, Steelers, 12 draft picks this year, signing these free agents. You want to build a nice little nest so that you can plant that big old high draft pick quarterback egg in the middle of it. Watch him, crack out of that egg, and he's going to have all of the world to his disposal beside him. Have a good defense, assuming that the Steelers are continuing this process of maybe starting to bring some guys in as TJ Watt and Cam Hayward hit their back 9 years. Offensive line, I think the right side of your offensive line is shored up for the next, 3 to 5 years with Frazier, Falatanu, McCormick. Got wide receiver weapons and Metcalf, Pittman, Freiermuth, and Washington at tight end. Solid running back tandem now for, I think, the next 2 years at least, and Dowdle and Warren. So building around the quarterback without having the quarterback right now, I do think that is a good way to, go about things here, as you don't have your guy of the future yet. But when he does get here, he's going to have some protection around him and not being forced, like how I think, honestly, Fernando Mendoza is going to need to do out in Las Vegas. He's not going to need to come in and play Superman from the get up. He's just going to need to come in here, do his job, take baby steps, and then he'll be able to run here eventually here. Concepts, CA3 was signed to. Did see that 1 year, $4.5 million with the Giants. So after years of Calvin Austin torching the Baltimore Ravens and John Harbaugh, he now goes and coaches John Harbaugh. I think what sealed the deal on that signing there was Austin in that, win or go home game, final week of the season, when Austin absolutely cooked Chidobe Awuzie out of his shoes. I think Harbaugh saw that and saw Austin on the market and was like, yeah, get me that guy. We'll figure out a way to use him here. So I'm cool with CA3 leaving. I'm hoping that he does well in New York. Reunites with Gunnar Olszewski, too, another Steelers legendary wide receiver that everyone knows and loves. Another comment here. Welcome home, Jaquan Brisker. Indeed, welcome home. That little video that the Steelers are going to put out on their social medias, where it's Brisker, the picture of him in whatever conference room with pictures behind him signing the contract. I bet you Brisker, just like Michael Pittman and Jamel Dean, they're going to do that whole 20-second phone video where they go, hey, it's good, Jaquan Brisker, happy to be back here home in Pittsburgh. Here we go, black and gold, stuff like that. That all is going to hit pretty well, in my opinion. Get a big pop here from the fan base. Flacco here, steal the Steelers over the Bucs. I know. I just say you're neck of the woods there, Flacco, Mr. Tampa Bay man himself. Pay JPJ. Wouldn't mind that being the next piece of business. If all of a sudden you sign JPJ and you can look for maybe the next, 2-3 years, assuming Brisker gets a contract extension as well. Porter, Jamel Dean, Deshaun Elliott, Brisker back there, Ramsey floating all around as sort of that joker role in the secondary. I think that'd be quite all right of a secondary. How about you guys? free agency still out there? You think we should pick up Batonio, Rasheed Walker, maybe Taylor Decker? Yeah, I forgot Decker did get released or requested to release, I think, from the Detroit Lions. Right now, I mean, top of my list, if the Steelers are going to go and add a man to the left side of that the line in free agency, I want it to be of the Isaac Seumalo type. Veteran guy, steady Eddie in his old organization. I think it was safe to say when Seumalo came over to Pittsburgh from Philadelphia, he had that moniker to him. So Batonio right now would probably be my guy. I would still, even though he looks like he is developed well beyond his years right now, I still would like to have a veteran next to Zach Frazier, and assuming Broderick Jones or Dylan Cook, whoever at left tackle, maybe even a rookie, who knows, have a Batonio sitting in front of, on the depth chart, that is maybe a draft pick that could be a guard, and just having another, adult elder statesman in the room, because still, as good as they are, or as good as I think they can be, still a young offensive line. Fautanu, McCormick, Frazier, all three of those guys, they're heading into their third year, all out of the same draft class. Broderick Jones, I mean, he's still trying to find his way at left tackle after spending the first, 2-3 years of his career at right tackle. Still would like it to be not, a dinosaur at left guard, but an experienced guy, hovering around the 30-year-old mark, getting an adult in the room there to help coach up the young guys and still be steady Eddie on the offensive line. You think we will still trade PQ? Have no clue at this point. If they are, I wish they would have before Leo Chenal, excellent linebacker from the Chiefs, signed with the Commanders yesterday, which, by the way, what's up with the Commanders? Feels like every other, free agent guy is signing with the Commanders at this point. They're going like the Vegas Raiders, signing a whole bunch of people to defense. But they trade PQ? I mean, no idea, but we'll see. If someone comes calling for, an early day 3, late day 2 pick near the draft, I'd move him, and then you can go out and maybe get a linebacker that, could be just as good as Patrick Queen, like an Anthony Hill Jr. linebacker out of Texas. Bryce Boecher, talked about him. Steelers met with him at the Combine. Dude is an absolute, team leader guy, throwing caution into the wind, putting his body on the line every single day. Wouldn't mind that if, it comes to that point. I'm on the fence right now with Patrick Queen. You couldn't, catch me criticizing the Steelers heavily either way, whether they keep him or trade him, for being honest here. I think it's best if we use Benton as a rotational piece, get a true nose. Would love to see Benton kick back out, rotate in with Hayward and Harmon. I think we've seen enough, even though he got better at nose tackle this year. Benton, I think it was probably his best year at that position. I think still it's far away from the type of, performance you need at that spot. Still way too many issues with the run defense last year for the Steelers. So Benton kicked him back out to a more natural position, giving maybe a rookie or Y.A. Black, free reign of that position, go be that big run stuffer. Would be quite all right with that. I think Dylan Cook really going to fight for it. Played way better than Broderick. Bless Broderick's heart. I mean, Dylan Cook did play well, but I still, as good as Cook played, he was, tackle number 4 on the depth chart and was thrust in due to a whole bunch of injuries. So am I going to trust that the, 4th round pick or the 4th, guy on the depth chart, if it's going to be more than, just a lightning in a bottle scenario? I don't. I would definitely bring him back and see what he brings in camp, but definitely want to have more competition at that spot, whether it be Broderick or a draft pick, a free agent, both, all of the above. Don't really care at that point here. Looking back here on this Jaquan Brisker front right here. I do officially see the post, by the way. Fullback Connor Hayward is gone. the Raiders, 2-year, $5.5 million deal. So that does officially bring an end. Let's all give a nice golf clap, sarcastic round of applause here to Mr. Kevin Colbert for constructing one of the worst draft classes of all time that now, about 3 calendars a year later, they are all gone. Kenny Pickett, long gone. George Pickens, long gone. DeMarvin Leal, not even sure he's in the NFL anymore. Calvin Austin, New York Giants. Connor Hayward with the Vegas Raiders. Think, who the hell is this right here? I can't even remember his name. There's Chris Oladokun, dude who won like 2 Super Bowl championship rings as a practice squatter with the damn Kansas City Chiefs. Then who was this last guy here? Why am I blanking on him? It wasn't Jeremiah Moon. What the hell was he? I gotta look up this draft class now. Yeah, Kenny Pickett, 5th team. George Pickens, about to have a whole big saga with the Cowboys. Leal not playing football anymore. Austin, maybe a wide receiver 3 in the right offense. Connor Hayward, just a tight end fullback mix. Undersized tight end. Pretty, decent to mid fullback. Chris Oladokun, where the hell is he? And then, who was this? This is bugging me now why I can't remember. Is that Mark Robinson? That's it. I got it. Took me a second. Mark Robinson, the dude who was here for like 2 years, couldn't be anything more than a special teamer, left, came back, and then left again. Yeah, I remember Mark Robb now. So there goes the 2022 Pittsburgh Steelers draft class. Completely extinct. Should be a case study here, as I'm seeing this person online say. Should be a case study. Never let the outgoing general manager have one more draft class before retiring, just for old time's sake, because Steelers still, to this day, recovering from this mess. Probably this draft class, we're being honest here, the reason why we don't have that quarterback of the future right now that we can definitively say. Maybe we make a few different picks in this 2022 draft. Then, domino effect down the line, Steelers selecting different players, and then, maybe the Steelers could have had a Bo Nix or a Jackson Dart, something like that right now. I'm not complaining about, the players that Omar Khan has selected so far, but I am happy. Would have been, nice to definitively have a guy of the future now. Seeing a few posts here on Twitter right now. Connor Hayward delivering a thank you Pittsburgh tweet on Twitter. I'm seeing Jaquan Brisker, the little demon emoji. Think he's fired up to be with the black and gold. Another Penn State Nittany Lion not to be forgotten here, Pat Freiermuth. So now 3 Penn State Nittany Lions on the Steelers right now. Maybe even 4 by draft time. Keep forgetting how to pronounce his first name, but Ione, whatever, the left guard from Penn State, could be a first-round pick for the Steelers. So maybe under Omar Khan here and Mike McCarthy, we could see a bit of a Penn State-Pittsburgh Steeler pipeline beginning here a little bit. Let me know. Coming off Jaquan Brisker season, 93 tackles, 8 pass defenses, 1 interception. Pittsburgh native, definitely sealing up this secondary. Still got 69 of you in here right now. Vega, that's it. Yeah, I know his Vega's a part of his name. I'm trying to figure out how to pronounce his full first name and not sound stupid by the time we get to draft night here. By the way, come on back, the 63 of you in here. We will be live for the draft nights here. We did that last year. We were live for every single pick, 1 through, 259 or whatever, how many picks are in the draft. We were live for every single one of those last year. And right now, not sure how it's going to pan out the schedule here, but would be nice to maybe do that again. Keep building the channel through the draft here. I'm still working on learning some of these prospects. Looking here, Robert here. Welcome, Robert. Wasn't even the worst class by Colbert. Look how many are still in the league, even though they are not still at the Steelers. I know. Really, ever since I would say the Big Ben elbow injury, and wasn't, the year of Big Ben's elbow or something, wasn't that the year the Steelers had the chance to draft Lamar Jackson? Pretty much you can go like the last half decade of Kevin Colbert's tenure and you can pick out massive flaws in the drafts. So, I mean, Omar, and I think you can definitively say he's tag teaming with Andy Weidel in these. Those two, so far, I would give them not an A+, maybe not even a B+, but somewhere in the B minus range with how they've been doing overall with their drafts. I mean, sure, you've had a few misses, especially, third round guys, Johnson, Roman Wilson, but being able to find, guys like Joey Porter Jr., pick him up day one of the second round, or pick one of the second round, finding Nick Herbig, who's probably the biggest diamond in the rough that they've found. Jack Sawyer seems to be pretty damn nice. Mason McCormick, a 5th round pick out of North Dakota State, and now he's looking like he's going to be your right guard for the next half decade, maybe. Zach Frazier. I mean, that was probably a slam dunk pick right there. Getting like one of the best centers in the draft. Was that Tyler Linderbaum's draft? No, I think Linderbaum was the year before. Or was it? I don't know. But yeah, B minus, in my opinion, somewhere in that range for Omar Khan and Andy Weidel. Iowane Vega, right there. I think that's how it's pronounced. It says concepts here. Iowane Vega, or Iowane is his last name. Iowane. Okay. Gonna have, next to him for draft night, have that phonetic pronunciation. That's for sure right there. That's to not forget this as well here. This really got the Omar Khan hype train going. This one move right here, trading Chase Claypool, getting Joey Porter Jr. out of it like a year later. Claypool was out of the league. Is he in the CFL or something, Claypool? Yeah, he really fell off, and Steelers got out from underneath that at the exact right time. Remember, Bears fans were celebrating like the Super Bowl was already theirs with Justin Fields, Claypool, DJ Moore. There's someone else there at the time at wide receiver, but yeah, I'm quite cool with that trade and how Khan's been doing in Weidel overall in the draft. Jaquan Brisker here, seeing a hype up video for him. Seems to be quite excited to join the black and gold. Wonder what number he's going to get. He's going to need to find a new number than 9. Don't think that one is available right now. Another post from Jaquan Brisker half an hour ago. Need some Minio's pizza like ASAP, LOL. He's already getting back in the Pittsburgh spirit. Joey Porter Jr. on Instagram reacting to the signing. Let's run this back real quick. The Brotherhood is back. The Penn State Brotherhood for those two guys. And then I go from happy jubilant. I'm no joking you without, sharing my screen here. I go from happy jubilant Jaquan Brisker post to the screenshots of Minka Fitzpatrick's introductory press conference with the Jets here today. He says he's happy to be here. Meanwhile, he looks like he just walked through the gates of hell. Did Minka. Poor dude. PFF here. Seeing a post from them. Run defense grade 2025 for Jaquan Brisker, a 79. Tackling grade, an 82.5. Pretty good grades by PFF standards. Remember, we always take PFF's grades for with a massive grain of salt here. See here. Seeing more Connor Hayward posts. What are the Steelers going to do on the tush push now? I wonder. Assuming that they are, after all, going to bring Aaron Rodgers back. Kyler Murray officially signing with the Vikings today, and not sure how many of us in here would want a Kirk Cousins, so it seems like Aaron Rodgers or bust for the Steelers on the free agency market. We know Rodgers doesn't do the quarterback sneaks, and that was Connor Hayward's job, so what's he going to do now? What's Mike McCarthy got up his sleeve? Is it going to be Rico Dowdle? Maybe we get Caleb Johnson snaps that way. Put him in as the Wildcat to QB sneak it. See here. What else we got going on? Anything else happening right now, or is that maybe going to be it here for the night? Anyway, some other stuff going on in Pittsburgh sports. By the way, I was going to save for maybe another live stream later down the road. I guess we'll mention it now since we're here. You know, the other signings for the Steelers: Calvin Austin gone, Connor Hayward gone, Miles Killebrew gone. Also, the Cincinnati Bengals today really wanted the Steelers to go after one of the two defensive tackles the Vikings released yesterday, Jonathan Allen or Javon Hargrave. Hargrave instantly signed with the Green Bay Packers. Jonathan Allen today, he is coming to the AFC North, but not with the team we like. He's going to the Bengals on a 2-year, $26 million deal. The Ravens running back Keaton Mitchell, he's out of the division. He's going out to the LA Chargers on a 2-year deal, taking over as their number 2 or 3 out there. The Browns today, they did release Jack Conklin, by the way. I just wanted to make note of that. Possibly could be a acquisition for the Steelers. Not sure how much experience he has as a left tackle, but I mean, hey, what the Browns' trash is, I don't really want to say could be the Steelers' treasure, but Conklin could be a nice backup at the right price if no one else is going to pick him up. Some more comments here. Tyrone Keaton, welcome Tyrone. Steelers making moves. Indeed they are. Indeed they are. Jaquan Brisker, Steeler fan favorite. Probably the free agent darling. It feels like there's, always one or two names in a free agency cycle that has some sort of Pittsburgh or Pennsylvania ties that the Steelers fans sometimes, unrealistically grab onto. Brisker was it this time, except this time the Pittsburgh PA native guy was a, real guy that the Steelers could acquire and could use. So glad to have Brisker back. Christine here, poor Minka. The Jets were players, go to die. Not literally, but their careers, that is. And Minka all of a sudden goes from, let's be honest here. Minka didn't have that much quarterbacks to work with as a guy on defense. Dude went from last year Ben to Kenny Pickett to then the Russell Wilson, Justin Fields, let's ride experience. Gets traded down to Miami where he's on the field all game long because, my God, CTE Tua Tagovailoa just threw his 4th pick of the game. And now he's going up to New York. And they were really building an old man's country club up there with some of their free agents. And they traded for Geno Smith, who's probably going to be the starter there. So God bless Minka Fitzpatrick because he's going to need it a little bit up there. Darnell tush push would be insane. Big man, Darnell, come over here. You want a new contract, son? Well, guess what? Here's how you get that little bit of an extra, couple dollars on your contract. See Zach Frazier over there, Darnell. I know you're, a little bit bigger than he is. I want you to practice squatting down, getting your hands underneath him, and practice taking snaps because you're going to be the tush push guy here. And honestly, we say tush push, but there's going to be no pushing because you're just as big as the offensive lineman here. So Darnell, You're going to be the Wildcat guy here. That'd be hilarious. Could you imagine Darnell Washington, taller than all the offensive linemen, needing to squat down to take a snap? That'd be hilarious. Tyrone here again, a refresher of what the secondary for the Steelers now looks like. JPJ, Dean, Eccles, Samuel, Brisker, Elliott, J-Ram. And that's without maybe the Steelers adding in someone else in free agency or the draft. Steelers just yesterday had their second top 30 visit. It was a big, lengthy corner, Ephesians Prysock from the Washington Huskies. Could be a, late day 2, early day 3 edition for the Steelers. Wouldn't mind getting another avatar-like, as Mike Tomlin used to like to call JPJ, corner in the mix. Christine here wanted Hargrave too. Yeah, that felt like it could have been a slam dunk, winner with the organization and the fans bringing back a Hargrave. That's, the situation then where you could have kicked Benton back out to a defensive end spot. Hargrave could have came back in, gotten in sync again with Cam Hayward, and would have been a nice Band-Aid until you find someone there long term. 40 of you still in here, like and sub, just like Flacco says here. First time here, so glad I found y'all. Glad you're here, Christine. Please subscribe to the channel. Hoping the same thing for everybody else here. These NFL mock draft simulators are awesome, says Lightning Rod coming in here. I mean, depends on which one you get. There seems to be, endless mock drafts anymore. It's all about finding the right one that's most realistic at the end of the day here. Next, we trade a third for Addison, bring him home too. Wishful thinking there. That would be a hell of a way to really make sure that you aren't going to be short on talent at wide receiver, bringing Jordan Addison back here. But to be honest, I think right now the Steelers wide receiver room, aside from, DK Metcalf seeing red when he sees a dude wearing a blue wig, I think it's relatively drama-free at this point. Zero character or off-the-field issues with Michael Pittman. DK just, put some headphones on him, turn on Beethoven when he's on the sideline up in Detroit. Other than that, he's good. Roman Wilson, at least, coming out of the draft, he had no character issues. Same thing for Ben Skoranek or Scotty Miller if you bring them back. I don't really want to, after we just cleansed the wide receiver room of any drama or off-the-field issues, bring in Jordan Addison, who seems to be having plenty of that going for him in that category right now. As much as I love Addison, absolutely loved him with the Pitt Panthers. Same thing how I still, as much as I'm like, dude, what the hell's going on with your NFL career? As much as, I, still am like, thank God Kenny Pickett isn't my Steeler quarterback anymore. Loved Pickett, loved Jordan Addison, Kalijah Cansey, Savassier Dennis, MJ Devonshire, all those guys with the Pitt Panthers who won that ACC title back when I was in college. Still have a special place in my heart for all of them. Christine here, garbage sale of quarterbacks. Hate that Minka's going to the Jets. Yep, indeed. No, Lightning Rod. You can miss me on that. I could probably be talked into 20 other quarterbacks that the Steelers could draft besides that one. I think I've seen and heard and read everything that I need to know about Carson Beck to know that he's not going to be anything close to the guy the Steelers need. I will count that as a wasted pick right off the start here. Washington wouldn't even have to get pushed. It's exactly what I'm saying here. Carson Beck is about a 6th or 7th at best quarterback. I mean, last pick of the draft is where I'd take Carson Beck, and we all know he's not going to be there. Some team, who the hell knows, probably be the Cleveland Browns will take a shot on him. Could you imagine a quarterback room of Shadur Sanders, Carson Beck, and Dylan Gabriel? That'd be taking massively flawed quarterbacks and just, hey, maybe if we get these 3 guys, they'll all combine to one competent quarterback for us. That seems to be the Cleveland Browns thinking there. I take back in the 6th or 7th easily, says Flacco. You guys are a little bit higher on Beck than I am here. Too many off-the-field issues with Addison, just like Robert said. I agree. I think we need a fast wide receiver in the draft now to go with our big boys. Branch would really fit well, but Lemon and Tyson might be there at 21 if they are dropping. Yeah, I mean, Lemon, I just saw Lemon today. USC had their pro day, and Lemon ran somewhere between a 4.48 and a 4.53. I mean, it's not blazer speed to some other prospects, but still, any little bit I'll take to get a Lemon or a Jordan Tyson to fall. I said it on the stream here before. I'll say it again. Tyson, love him, love his film. Makes those George Pickens like body contorting catches, and also, Hines Ward teaching him up. Tyson's spoken glowingly about Ward teaching him professional habits. Seems like he could be a guy that can do it all out there. I forget if it was Lemon or Tyson, one of those two. Hell, who knows? Maybe even both were getting crazy comparisons to maybe if you do get these guys right, they turn out to be a CeeDee Lamb type prospect. And as soon as I hear that, I got stars popping out my eyes, and I'm getting one of those guys. But I'd be cool with Zachariah Branch too, out of Georgia Day too. You want to talk about run after the catch ability? Branch might be the best in the draft when it comes to that here. Christine here, quarterbacks in the draft, either Drew Aller or Taylon Green, maybe. That is strictly the type of guys that I would be happy getting for anything more than a fifth round pick. Or how do I want to say this? Aller or Green, pretty much the only two quarterbacks that I would be cool with the Steelers taking on day two, strictly off of talent. Aller, prototype like build for the quarterback position. It's just a matter of getting him right between the ears and being able to read defenses. Taylon Green, dude is 6'5", 6'6", tall as hell, can run like the wind. Just strict athleticism picks right there. And getting one of those two guys in here with Mike McCarthy, who's a quarterback developer, I'd be interested in seeing with it. I mean, same thing with Will Howard. I mean, all Howard's done in college, getting those guys with McCarthy. Say, here, McCarthy, we got blank canvases here with these quarterbacks. All have unique traits, but are far from a completed project. Go Picasso on these dudes. Make a $1 million portrait out of these guys. I'd be here for it. Yeah, lightning rod here. Someone brought it up here, the Carson Beck weird girlfriend thing, weird Snapchat stuff. Yeah, dude seems a little bit too out there for me, to be honest. Can you do mock draft simulator live on here? I can, lightning rod, but gonna be honest, that will probably be, week or two in advance of the draft. I want to say I did something last year before the draft, or maybe last year. I'm trying to remember what I did. I think I did the 3 weeks leading into the draft. I did 3 mock drafts. I did a Steelers, mock draft with, no trade movement. And then I did one which was a full first round mock predicting what other teams were going to do. And then I think I did a Steelers mock with trades the week before the draft. So like I said, I'm still right now in the midst of getting to know more and more about these prospects. I got, spreadsheets and that put together on these guys right now. I'm working through each and every one of them bit by bit here. As soon as we get a little bit closer to the draft, then maybe I'll look into doing a PFF simulator or something like that. Yeah, 6 weeks to go. Don't remind me. It's flying up on all of us right now. Before we know it, I think a projected 700,000 people going to be crammed onto the North Shore and Point Park of Pittsburgh. It's going to be nuts. Nuts. So, assuming I don't see anything else here that, catches our eye here tonight, that'll probably do it for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Some more posts from Jaquan Brisker online. God is greater, always. Indeed, he is. God is good. Bringing home Jaquan Brisker. There's another Omar Khan post of a dude who's on fire walking. People saying that's Omar Khan right now. Can't wait to see the more Omar Khan stuff. Here, people doing the whole, oh, look out, Omar coming, run, y'all, Omar coming. So, all right. Think that is just about going to wrap it up tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you for coming in here tonight. Wasn't gonna be a night tonight where we did a live stream. Full transparency here. Don't know if there's going to be a live stream tomorrow night. I will leave that TBD right now. But excited that we did get this big breaking news here tonight, talking about Jaquan Brisker. Seems like consensus of everybody here in the comment section. Everyone likes it. No sort of Debbie Downers on the deal. So I will take that here. Robert checking in from Colorado. I believe you're our first Colorado viewer here, Robert. We've had viewers from all over the place here on this channel. We've had people from Tampa Bay, people from Oregon, Mexico, Canada. There's even at times, his name's Jaeger, a dude who will come in here from France all the way across the pond. So glad to have you here, Robert. Glad to have all of you here, wherever you so happen to be out there. And landed on this here. This I agree with 100% from Tyrone. Trying to think of what the Steelers could do with their first few picks in the draft. Wide open now. We can go anywhere. So let's all make sure we keep an open mind here when going into draft night. Let's not get too emotionally attached, I would say, to one, position or one prospect or another here. So very excited heading into the draft now. Steelers, seems like they're covering just about all their bases. We'll see if they do get a deal done with an offensive lineman here in the coming days, but pretty much every single major hole, wide receiver 2, corner 2, safety, at least those 3 getting filled out here this first week of free agency. So bravo, Omar Khan. Excited to see where things go from here. Lightning rod from New Jersey, originally Oregon, now Kentucky. That's awesome there, Christine. Thank you all for stopping by here tonight. Robert, originally from Chicago, Chi-Town, CM Punk territory. Some of you wrestling fans in here might get that, some may not. Like Chicago's deep dish, Robert. Slide me a pizza. Just kidding. All right, that's going to do it for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you all for joining me. Once again, if you have not, please, on your way out, subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications so that you never miss a breaking news live stream like this again. You never will miss a, usually, 3 to 4 times, maybe even 5 days on the weekdays. We're off on weekends usually, unless there's a Steeler game. Weekday news live streams on the Penguins, Pirates, and Steelers. We do those. Also do a handful of videos as well. SCSR 60s, where we try to get all the news of the day in Pittsburgh sports into 60 seconds or less, or SCSR uncut videos. Just did one of those 2 nights ago when the Max Crosby stuff was fresh. So be sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notifications so that you never miss anything like that again. Like this live stream, share this live stream. If you have any new thoughts or opinions on the deal after the fact, please do not hesitate to put those in the comment section. I can go take a look at those as well. Go give the channel a follow on the following social media platforms at Steel City SR on Facebook, Instagram, and X. And come back a little bit later on tonight. Going to need to readjust how I was going to do SCSR 60 tonight, but be sure to check that out here in a couple of hours. So thank you all. Have a good rest of your Thursday nights, and we'll see you next time when we see you. Jaquan Brisker, Pittsburgh Steeler. Everyone celebrate. Good job, Omar Khan. Peace.